Hey guys, so yeah, got this book. They're both being a draft book. This is a 2-in-1 draft book. Both my kids love drafts. This is the draft that wore Nicholas. Story 1 to 5 includes a read along CD. It's a flip flat book, so when you're done with this story, you can flip it to that story. This one's Mr. Draft, Bow Tie, and Long Gold Chain. This one is the draft that wore Nicholas. My daughter loves any of the books that come with a read along CD, read along movie, read along audio, any of that, because they can play it, they can read it, they can listen to it in the car, and they love that, or on the TV, or they can listen to soundtracks or anything like that. So I always try and get books with the read along CD, or audio, or tape, or movie, because they love that, and they can either listen, watch, play, any of that. Well, I'm trying to get stuff done, so I love that. So we have plethora. We already have a plethora of the books with the read-along CDs or DVDs or movies or tapes or whatever. So I want to get another one. This one's a draft one. My son is getting this draft book, a draft and a half, because they both love drafts. But I want to get like a girly type version of a draft book. So I got this. I got this one for my daughter. It's 2 of 5. Includes a read-along CD. This is number 1 story, and then this one is number 2 stories. So I think there's more stories in this line. But yeah, this is another nostalgia book that it took me forever to find. My daughter also had this one in kindergarten. I think she might have forgotten about it, but she talked about it like 2 years ago, and ever since she's been silent about it. So I remember when I used to pick her up from kindergarten, she would talk me into this book. Same like this book, she would talk me into this book. This one was actually really hard to find. I think it's like a 1989 book, super vintage. Happy that I found that one. But because I don't even know how I found this one. This one's like vintage. I looked on Amazon. I looked everywhere else, but happy to find that. The draft that. So yeah, I got this book. So yeah, and if there's any more that I see of this, I will get it for my daughter. So yeah. Yeah. That's a nostalgic book that took me forever to find. I don't know why, but it was like forever for me to find. I was happy that I found it though. It's just because I don't know why it took me forever to find that one. Same with this one. You would think it would be easy for me to find this book. $19.89. So I don't know why it was so hard for me to find this one. Maybe because it's vintage, but I was happy when I found it, because I was gonna be sad if I couldn't find it. But I was super happy that I was able to find it. Both my kids are getting some, I think 2 Rudolph books. They love Rudolph. If you've seen Golden books, my kids are obsessed with Golden books. If you haven't not noticed, some of the books that I'm getting them are Golden books, because they love Golden books. Just like we need any more Golden books, or Fancy Bear books, or Georgia books, or Original. We don't need any more of them. Anyway, because my kids, we already have a plethora of Golden books. This Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer book. I used to only trust my daughter with vintage books like this, but I gave my son one, I believe, like a year or two ago, and a year ago. He has blown me away. He's took care of it. He's and all that he does is he'll display it on his shelf if it's vintage or tore up, because again, lots of books that I give my kids are vintage, and they aren't in really good shape. But some are. Most likely than not, a lot of the ones I give my kids are in good shape. But yeah, if it's in bad shape, he'll display it on his dresser or nightstand, and he'll just wait it there, and he won't really play with it or use it. He'll just put it there so that it's not touched. Anyway, he's just like his sister Haas. Go. So I got this